what's up everybody? Welcome back to another Roblox DEEPWOKEN reaction. Today we have 11:59. This is kind of the second half slash sequel to a liaison that I listened to last time, and a lot of people wanted me to listen to this one. People also wanted me to listen to Kyrie, but I decided to do this one instead because these two fit together, and Kyrie is kind of its own thing. So if I get to that in the future, it'll be its own standalone reaction and not like back to back maybe. So we'll see how that goes, and if you guys want me to get to that one as well, just as you did this one. But I guess without further ado, I'll jump right into this and let's go. That's a weird sound. Oh, it was just an intro. All right. Also, I did re-listen to a liaison before this, so I should notice any motif stuff, hopefully. What was that dip? Hit it again. That's so weird. Ooh, wait. Oh, that dip is on purpose. So weird. It didn't really make sense until the harmonies were in here. There was a half step down for that one. It wasn't just a slide. Yeah. That is super interesting, actually. See, like there was, he slid into another note. It wasn't a full dip. Oh. Oh, that is super fucking cool. Yeah, like at first I straight up did not realize what was going on there. I thought it was just like the guy singing couldn't hold those notes for too long and was dipping just to avoid it. But no, it was entirely purposeful. I underestimated him. I shouldn't have done that. This is weird. This is so weird. It's giving me like that dip thing especially. Gave me like Imogen Heap's hide and seek with how it was handled. But I didn't hear any other motif stuff. Nothing from the prior. Huh. Well, I should not have underestimated Noctigonus's efforts here, because like I heavily underestimated what was going on there at the beginning. And now I'm mad that I did. How dare I? You know, like I need to let Noctigonus cook sometimes. This one hit a haunting energy that Liaison did not. This one truly gave me that like end times feeling. Like it just kind of sat there. And I feel like a lot of that is the vocals in this. I did not anticipate hearing like full lyrics in really anything from this game for whatever reason. I don't know. There was just part of me that didn't assume that this game would have that and it would be all instrumental. No real basis for that either. I just jumped into assumption. And again, I shouldn't have done that, especially when it comes to how Noctigonus did this and the prior songs I've heard of theirs. And I'm like, okay, shit. Like the dip is, I still can't get over that. That is brilliant. And the reason that's brilliant might not be too obvious to many people. So, in short, it's brilliant because it plays into the key, even though it is a pure dip and avoidance. So the way that that works, and the reason I was confused at first, is because usually when people dodge a note, they dip like that because you need to cut out on it. It's either you stop the note right where you last were, or you just dip out of it like that. You just dive and get out of there. And that is usually a way to save face when you don't have the vocal skill to be able to handle the note or something. It wasn't all that high, but I could tell that Noctigonus was singing in falsetto for this, and for some people that is kind of straining. So it's like, okay, I get it, you know? Go ahead and dive out of there. I thought it was just like maybe an artistic choice, you know? A lot of people have done that as well. Until the harmonies came in, and then the first dip after the harmonies came in, it finally made sense. He wasn't just dipping to avoid, he was dipping in and out of the key. And that's neat because there was other spots where he would dip into other notes and stay within that key, and it was still perfectly fine. Like, you can tell that vocally he is completely capable of doing this. So that was entirely a stylistic thing and stayed within the key. So while you're dipping out of the key, he's still staying in that note structure, and within that, you're capturing all these notes as you slide out, which adds to that atmosphere and all those harmonies in there, that tension in there that this song and the prior song were building. So like, that's just an extra layer to the atmosphere of the song and atmosphere of the game, is having all of those notes you hit on the way when you go, oh, that's every single note you're hitting on the way out. You are also grabbing those and applying them to every other note that's being played in kind. So you're getting this huge, just deep wash of noise that like is very dissonant. Obviously, you're just getting like a bend on a string, you know? It's something that's just getting out of there. But when you put a bunch of reverb on that, like he did here, it lasts forever. It pulls itself apart and allows it to just exist in the space and other things to build on top of it as it decays in the background super slowly. So that adds, again, that huge atmosphere. The name of this game here is Atmosphere, obviously. And that being like the apex of how to do so. You just add everything. You know, like, and dissonance is great. You can always calculate dissonance and calculate your minor notes and your major notes to really do whatever you want to. How much do you want the song to clash with itself and add that tension into the music? For this, he basically said, yes, I want it to dissonate entirely. I do not want any sensibility. When that note goes down, I want everything to fight with it. And that adds this sense of just dread through your system because you're not sure where that note has gone. And on its way down, it brings you with it. It kind of is like that sinking feeling in your stomach when something goes wrong, or even when you go over a bump on a roller coaster, that sort of like sink that you get in that lower pit of your stomach. And you're just like, yeah, that's what it's kind of doing. It's like a musical version of that. And it hits really well for this. Again, at first, I wasn't sure what that was doing. I thought it was just an avoidance thing, which totally would have made sense, and I would have totally written off as like, okay, I get it, you know? Not every producer is an amazing singer. Not every singer is an amazing producer. That's why they work together to make music most of the time. But when you have stuff like this, where somebody's like, okay, I'm maybe not the best singer, you can tell that Noctigonus isn't trained vocally, I wouldn't say so at least, but at the same time, he was able to make his voice work and carry those notes and then use that artistically to adjust for the tone and vibe he wants to get out of the song. And that is just brilliant. That is so smart. I can't even start, like I've already been going obviously, but I can't start to explain how intelligent that is, to be that aware of your composition and the vibe that you're trying to create. This is a beautiful, amazing, brilliant work of art because of those decisions. And I don't know why up to this point I haven't been giving Noctigonus the benefit of the doubt, because like everything I've heard, which is not that much, but to be fair, every single song has been brilliant so far. So I'm like, why am I just assuming less of somebody? Because I don't have enough knowledge of their work? Like, why am I looking down upon them? You know, like clearly he's a better producer than I'll probably ever be, but also it's just insane insane to hear things like that done and done properly. You know, like a lot of people don't try to do this sort of thing. Like I likened it earlier to Imogen Heap's Hide and Seek. That is an insane, just beautiful piece of art in sound, and this borrowed maybe some inspiration from that. I would not be surprised. It's just the way that it gives up, it just adds that emotional weight to the song here, and I feel like he's going for a similar thing, so maybe decided to do that. I'm not entirely sure if it was an inspiration, but it's very similar in some ways. But it's just the harmonies as well were very standard for that type of music. You're using a lot of fifths and thirds, and it's just crunchy, and there's room to move in here, but also just it's very compact, and you're not entirely sure if there's a way out. It's very claustrophobic, and that dip also adds to that because it almost feels like somebody dying in the middle of it all. Like there's so many people still singing, but once in a while somebody drops dead, and that's the imagery of that, the again atmosphere of this is so fucking dense. What a beautiful song, Nactigonus. Fantastic work. I'm sorry I've been saying your name wrong too, but Nactigonus just sounds better to me than Nactigonus, so I'm gonna keep saying it that way. So if you're watching this, I'm sorry, but also I say it right and you're wrong. But with that hot take out of the way, I will call it here. Thank you all so very much for watching. If you want me to get to Kyrie or any other songs from any other Roblox thing, by all means, let me know in the comments below and let me know what you want me to get to, and I will do my best as always to get to those. Or if you don't want to do any of that, maybe you just want to follow me and support me for more stuff coming in the future, you know how to do all that, and I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye!